Today on CWN, it's our last day until spring break.
And the AP English class has been working on a project. I'm Emma.
And I'm William. Today is Friday, March 7th, 2025.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the pledge to the Texas flag.
The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Texas Pledge. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
As we continue our spotlight on CTE programs, our anatomy class has been doing a great job with everything they've been doing. If you're interested in what they've been doing, though, throughout the year, we have some information. Let's take it to them now.
Hey cats, I'm David, and today we're going to discuss anatomy with Wyatt.
Anatomy is a study of the body and like how things, different parts of the body work. So the muscles, the blood, the brain, all those other kinds of systems. We're learning about blood types, the different type of blood types, and how figure out what other blood types that people have. Yeah, I'd recommend. It's interesting. It's fun. Learn new things.
Thank you, Wyatt. And now we know a little bit more about anatomy. That's all from us. Back to studio.
Another fun and exciting CTE class we have here going on in Calallen is the Human Services class. They do so much for our friends and family who surround us. Let's take it to them to get the rundown on that class.
Hey cats, it's JJ. Today we interviewed Miss Luna to get to know a little bit more about human services.
Human services, many people have the same question. What is human services? In human services, you learn about jobs and careers and the pathway that you have in order to be an adult in the future. So not only do we just teach about, we're going to go get a job, let's go for an interview. You go more in depth. You learn about your soft skills, and you learn about interpersonal skills, communication skills, learning how to talk with others in a professional way. You also learn how to dress properly, how to be able just to be an adult that's efficient and go on into the future wanting better for yourself. We learn different careers in here. We learn also different aspects of the world and how we all intertwine within each other. Human services is all about people. Forever you're going to work with people. And I tell the students 1,000 times a day, you might not like everyone that you meet, but you're going to have to learn to get along with everybody. Everybody brings something different to the table. Human services, that's what it does. Mainly our communication skills. Right now we live in a society where everything is on the internet. And it's sad, but most of us don't pick up our heads and speak to one another. So in human services, we focus on talking one-on-one. We learn about adjusting to situations. We learn about asking people the correct way to ask a question and to answer a question. These are some of the skills that we lose as we go along. So that's my job to tell you, hold on, let's roll back and learn the correct way to do it. Do not be afraid for Miss Luna to give you advice. I mean that by if I tell you you're doing it wrong, don't take it offensively. Take it as, okay, what can I do to be better? Because my job is to help you be good citizens in the future. So if I tell you, let's fix it, it's because I want you to be awesome Wildcats in the world.
Thank you, Miss Luna. And that seems like a very interesting elective. Maybe I might see some of you in that class in the future. Thank you, and back to the studio.
This month we celebrate the amazing accomplishments of women in history. As March is Women's History Month. Let's see who we will celebrate today.
In continuation in celebrating of Women's History Month, we celebrate Edith Wharton. Edith Wharton was known for her portrayal of New York's upper class and became the first woman to win a Pulitzer Prize in 1921 for her novel, The Age of Innocence. That's all from us. Back to the anchors.
Another CTE class that we greatly appreciate here at Calallen is the medical terminology class. They do a ton of exciting things. For example, learning a different language that only medical professionals use when communicating. Let's take it to Mrs. Martinez to get some more info.
Hey cats, I'm here with Miss Martinez. So I heard you're one of the medical terminology teachers. Can you tell me more about it?
Yes, so medical terminology is an important language that you need to know when it comes to being in the medical world, in the medical field. It helps you understand orders from doctors, helps you understand the body on how they are, labeled and located and things like that, because they don't use the regular English. They use medical terminology in hospitals, clinics. So it's important for you to learn that when you're getting into the medical field.
Alrighty. Thank you.
The AP English classes have been working on a fun project recently, and they're learning about how to write a Socratic seminar. Let's take it to one of the students to see how it's been going for them.
Hey Cats, I'm here with Jackson. So could you tell me what you're doing in your AP English class?
Right now we're having a Socratic seminar. That's where Mr. Luby sits us all down and we talk about a book or a novel that we've been reading in class.
What book have y'all been reading?
We're reading 1984. It's a book about a dystopian future of the Communist Party where everybody has to follow a certain set of rules.
Well, that's very interesting. That's all from us. Back to the studio.
Our CHS percussion team had their percussion concert last night. They had percussionists from 6th through 12th graders and a special guest star, Dr. Pickering from TMUCC as well. We spoke with Maddie, one of the people that played in the concert, to get some more information on how it went.
Hey Cats, I'm Grant. I'm here with Maddie. Maddie, I heard y'all had a percussion concert last night for band. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so we had the percussion concert last night. It was a big deal. We normally do it at the end of the year, but this year we did it a lot earlier. And I think it paid off really well for us. So we had like a really good goal to work towards. We played in a lot of pieces. The 6th graders had a piece, the beginners, and then the symphonic band and honor band both had a piece from the middle school. And then the high schoolers had a butt ton of pieces. We also performed in a piece called Berserker with Dr. Pickering from the island. He's the college professor there, and that was a big deal for us. We also played a piece called Crazy Train. That was a lot of fun. That was the 6th graders through the 12th graders. It was a big deal. Everybody was on stage all playing one piece together. It was a really great moment.
Thank you. That's awesome, and back to the studio.
Now let's send it over to Addie for Wildcat Media after this quick break from our sponsor.
Do you get hungry in the morning? Do you crave a good place to eat breakfast? Stop by Sonic for an excellent section of breakfast items, like the hefty breakfast toasters, the solid breakfast burritos, or the fan favorite, the French toast sticks.
This is How You Sonic.
Thank you, anchors. Welcome back to Wildcat Media. Wildcat Media is sponsored by Sonic, America's Drive-In. Calallen Theater has been working on their one-act play called See How They Run. They will be performing a 7th period show today, March 7th. And if you can't make that, there'll be public performances as well, and the dates will be posted soon. Now that's all for media. Back to the anchors.
Thank you, Addie.
Now let's send it over to Maddie for the rundown on sports. After this, quick break.
Looking at Dusty Bar? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah!
Cats, Calallen Wildcat Sports is brought to you by Southern Charm Home Cooking. We have an update on baseball. Let's send it over to Cash Vila to get some more information.
Hey Wildcats, today I'm here with Cash Vila from JV Maroon. So I hear that y'all are doing really well in your tournament this week. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, yesterday we went 2-0, beating Vets and Flower Bluff. We hit the ball pretty well and we had solid defense, so everything was going pretty well.
And yesterday Varsity won both games going 2-0, and today they're doing really well. So best luck to them and back to the studio.
So Kerrigan, softball has a game tonight against Brownsville. How do you think it's going to go?
I think it's going to go really good.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. Coach Ozuna is here to tell us about the people that made the academic All-State girls basketball team. Let's send it over now.
Morning, Cats. I'm here with Coach Ozuna. Coach Ozuna, can you tell me about the All-State basketball team?
Sure. So it's the Texas High School Coaches Association academic All-State basketball team. In order to be selected for this team, the girls they have to be seniors and they have to have a grade point average of a 92 or higher. And so we had two girls that met that criteria. We had Carissa Almendares and Jonay Bernard, two of our senior varsity girls. Both of them starters, both of them really good in basketball. Both were all-district basketball players, and they're very smart. So like I said, you have to have a 92 GPA or higher, and I'm not going to get into specifics or anything, but, these girls are pretty smart. And so they met that criteria. Like I said, Carissa was second-team academic All-State. Jonay was honorable mention academic All-State. And to even make the team, to even make the list, you got to understand that there's thousands of girls in the state of Texas in the 4A division that are submitted for this for this accomplishment, and these two were selected among hundreds, if not thousands, of girls from around the state of Texas.
Well, thank you. Let's take it back to the studios.
And that's the latest on Calallen Sports. Now let's take it back to the anchors.
Thank you, Maddie.
Now it's time for your local weather forecast with James right after this short break.
My son, Jasani, was the big tall kid who loved basketball. On April 11, 2019, I received a call that no family wants to receive. On a yellow flag day, Jasani was swimming out near a jetty and got caught in a rip current. We lost our beloved Jasani, and that's why we want you to be safe. Be aware of the hidden dangers beneath the ocean. Know the flags and take the necessary actions to beach safely.
Thank you, anchors, and good morning, Wildcats. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Baytech Robinson Families. Temperatures are warming back up as summer approaches, as well as spring break. But another thing that's been cranking up is the dust and the smoke. Currently, temperatures at 81 degrees, feeling just a couple degrees warmer than that, maybe 83, 84. Winds out of the south at 15 miles per hour and partly cloudy skies across the region. Looking on your Doppler radar scan, a small craft advisory is in effect for some offshore waters between 20 and 60 nautical miles offshore of the Barrier Islands, and a fire weather watch has been placed into effect for inland counties across the region as close to Corpus Christi as Jim Wells County, that is Alice. Now, of course, there has been a multitude of instances of extremely severe blowing dust and smoke, that dust being kicked up by high winds and smoke being emitted from ongoing wildfires across the area continue to be sources of respiratory issues. Sore throats, deep coughs, they're a lot more common than what you would expect for this time of year due to the pollution. Some local air qualities have actually become hazardous for sensitive populations. This is likely going to last until tomorrow evening, potentially even further if we do not get enough rain. And for right now, that is the entire coastal bend, but particularly in the inner Corpus Christi metropolitan area. So what to do in a situation like this? If you are prone to severe respiratory issues, wear a mask to try to help filter out some of those larger particulates. Shield your eyes from heavy blowing dust or smoke if you can. And also, if you can, avoid extremely grueling outdoor activity. Again, this is going to be mainly hazardous for sensitive populations, but everybody should drink plenty of fluids, especially water, to avoid dehydration. And also, elevated fire weather across the area tomorrow. Maximum wind speeds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts about 10 miles an hour faster than that. And minimum humidity dropping down to as low as 20 to 25%. That will be dew points between 40 and 60 degrees most likely. This is going to be extremely conducive for wildfires compared to what we're used to seeing down here. And of course, that fire weather watch will likely to be upgraded to a red flag warning. So remember to avoid sparking any fires outdoors. Do not burn leaves or brush or trash at any time. There's going to be many county and municipal burn bans in effect. Follow those. Do not idle any equipment or cars in or near grassy areas. A single stray spark could create a massive wildfire. And call emergency services for large fires. This one's pretty self-explanatory. We've already seen devastating wildfires across the region, especially up in the Sinton area, so know what to do when a wildfire occurs. And also, a near normal hurricane season forecast has been put out by the National Hurricane Center as well as other government agencies across the world, expecting 15 tropical storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. Of course, this is months out, so this could change, but we are expecting near normal activity. And now finally we can get into your 2 to 10. Temperatures going to range in the upper 80s during a good part of the day, or rather lower 80s, with winds out of the southeast from 10 to 15 miles per hour before dropping down into the 70s with a 20% chance of rain by 10 p.m. with winds out of the southeast continuing. And on your 3-day outlook tomorrow, the heat is going to be relatively brutal for this time of the year with 90 degrees expected before a powerful cold front will knock those temperatures back into the 70s with a high of 74 on Sunday. And then going into the spring break week itself, temperatures are going to warm back up into the 80s before too long, with winds generally out of the northwest, but then shifting to the southeast as the week begins. And with that, let's take it back to the anchors.
Thank you, James.
And that's all of your announcements for today, but now it's time for your joke of the day. So guys, why did the Scarecrow win an award?
I don't know, William. Why?
Because he was outstanding in his field.
For all you social people out there, make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Calallen TV for all the latest updates. Also, subscribe to us here on YouTube to catch all of our latest videos. And as always,
Stay classy, Calallen.